but it's tall.
No, absolutely no problem.
Over. Over.
That was funny that I just had like a moment of not knowing like
Over.
why.
Over. Over. Pay attention. Over. Over.
Good
Yes.
boy.
Good boy. Good boy.
More belt.
Boy, once you learn that, you learned it. They've been so neglected.
Oh
Look
yeah.
how dirty he is. What's up there, bud?
I pulled a horse right out of a field yesterday.
We're not doing that right now.
Very distinctive smell. Oh, good boy. He's like, actually,
Good boy. Sorry, let me put my phone on silent and turn off my phone. There we go. We're good. I know. It just feels so good, doesn't it? To get your belly rubbed. You're dirty. You're going to be on video all dirty. Come here. It's unusual for you, but usually that's one thing I'm pretty good at. Hey, what's bothering you?
Not sure if that makes a difference.
Something up there?
Well, I thought flies were done for the year. Was there any part of yesterday's puzzle that you would want to try to do with him? Hunters! Oh my god!
No, I think he hears you in the speaker.
No, he sees the red hat or the orange hat coming through the woods.
Oh, who's that, Toad?
Do I know you?
Who is that?
He's got a gun!
Run, he's got a gun! Hi, Norm. Too windy? Go in and get something to drink. Alright.
So is there any part of yesterday's puzzle that you thought you'd want to try with him? Just so I can not design something new. Like, I'm happy to design something new.
Well, you don't always have to do configurations. So, can we try that?
You want to do the zipper one? Like we did that one? That was...
The one that was...
that Heather did. I call it a zipper because it's like a traveling figurine.
Yes.
Okay. Blown away. Okay. You want to do them standing up, or you want to do them laying down?
Whatever you think.
Well, I don't know if it's usually Rio that steps on it, right?
Yeah. And my fourth one is in here.
There's one down there and it's covering a hole.
Yeah, the holes should be clear.
Okay. Well, stand them up at first and see if that works. You want it on the arc like that one was? That one was on a bend.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I gotta get more of something. Cones or...
You could buy cones at Tractor Supply. Pretty. In fact, I'm gonna buy more cones. You know, I have plenty. I like the short profile ones. If I was to recommend any, I'd recommend the short profile ones. You have a pretty substantial hole right here, too.
Yeah. See, this is where we get really tied off.
The right one, right? That's the most common one to get messed up on, not you, the horse themselves. I don't know why I just got busy cleaning up the yard, but...
Because you're a good friend.
this because you thought you were supporting with this hand. But truthfully, you said, I want you to keep going that way. And you're like, no, but I'm telling you to go that way. There you go. Oh. Only part of the stairs your way, so you know where they are. And that'll be your fourth one.
Yeah, to the left is a lot better.
Always the right one, because I think we get out of position enough because they have a hard time reading our interest in them going harder left. So like when we're asking them to go through the right side of the obstacles, we need them to actually go harder left. Yeah. But for some reason, once we get over here, because we get a little out of position, once we get over here, we have a hard time explaining to them, no, I need you to go hard left. Because our focus and our mind is on the right cone. So then they're almost just drawn to the cone because that's what they recognize your focus is there.
Instead of my focus being up there.
Yeah. So you need them to believe you're sending them to that tree.
Okay.
But I want you to, because you're like very technical when I say to your actual, you leave the horse and you go, okay? So I don't want you to be that technical because then you do actually leave to do what you're thinking about over there. What I want you to do is I want you to be like, hey, how about you go over there? So look that way when you find your point.
And still make sure
Focus on him. There, right there. So now he has a better chance of believing it's involving him.
okay.
I don't want you to stare him down, and I don't want you to just point like this. I want you to actually go, hey, see that tree over there? I'd like you to go, right? So together you pointed, you asked him, hey, do you see that? You stay pointing there, so now you found your mark, and you say, hey, could you go over there, that tree we just pointed at? And this way you can kind of, and I would look at his nose more than I would look at, I mean, you can, if you can glance up from his nose to his eye to see what his focus is, if he's just like, wasn't even paying attention. And then you can do something about that where you can put more energy on his shoulder, whatever. But I think that'll eliminate some of the waiting. Because I feel like, because once you disconnect from him and you start just staring over there, you wait.
Right.
And nothing happens. So
to come back to him.
So I think if together you
there.
say, hey, see that tree over there? I'd like you to go over there.
Okay.
Then that way he says, oh, I'm part of this.
Okay.
And I think it'll eliminate the big delay between him actually moving and you telling him what to do.
Now, refresh my memory. So back.
He has to back through. Is that what you're saying? He has to back through. He always has to go out and around. Otherwise, the rope will go down his body wrong.
Okay.
So he always has to back through. Or if you wanted to start him and send him only around this one, you have to send him around both of them to get it started.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep. And I think that's what you did, right?
On that day, yeah. On yesterday,
right.
yeah. So if you were to yield him to his right, you'd have to actually go a full circle and then end up back by this block yourself. So like if you did a yield and you physically drove him, you'd have to end up driving him all the way till you're here and then step back in front of him to get where you need to be in order to send him. So your option based on this is only that, or backing him past. Or you can send him a little bit that way, his whole body, make him go sideways that way, then drive his nose to the inside or the outside of this, and then you can stay there and send from there. So right now you blocked yourself from being able to have the rope be in the right place. Okay?
Now I need him to go.
Now you can drive his front end. You just needed to make enough space between him and this block
Yeah.
to be able to drive his front end to the outside of this block. And now even, if you wanted to, you could even just send him, which he'd have to do complete like U-turn. There you go. Because your hands got completely out of there. There you go. Good. And now you can say, yep, good job. And now he has to understand you mean all the way. Yep, good. And then a draw. And then a resend now. Look at that tree. How about you go to that tree? Good. So a little more speed when you ask him to go through will help him not cut that corner. What's that?
He goes through that one again.
Yep, and then it goes all the way out across this one. Yep, and now his shoulder to follow his nose. Good. All the way out those two. Good. Draw. Good. Redirect. Get a hold of his shoulder. Tell his shoulder where to go. There you go. There you go. Good. Good. Yes. Yes. Get a little speed so he doesn't cut the corner. Draw. Find your spot. Tell him where he's supposed to go. Tell his shoulder. There you go. All the way across. Good. Pick your spot. Say, why don't you go over there? Then tell his shoulder to follow that idea. There you go. Up, little speed would have stopped that drive-by. And you go ahead and go out around the mounting block again if you want, or you can pause there. It doesn't matter. Good, good. There you go. Good boy. Now, that was very good. Now, if you felt like, yeah, you understood it, huh?
I got this.
So, my thoughts, if I was working with this horse by myself, I would either try to get cleaner left, because he's like doing a little bit drive-bys on the left ones, before I take it up to a trot. But I would challenge myself and him today to do it all at a trot, because he's not awake enough and he's not putting in a lot of effort. So if you give him a little zesty feeling, he may come into it better. And also you're ready to do it at a trot. So getting him now advancing to where he's doing some of the puzzles that were always at a walk, now we can start putting him at trots. So I would chase the back of his shoulder. Sometimes people think if they chase behind him that drives him forward. Sometimes it does, depending on the horse's history. It may help him, who knows. I drive the back of the shoulder because I'm trying to say, get that front leg moving better, right? And then obviously the rest of it follows. Sometimes if you chase the hind end, they think you're telling them to yield, and they don't understand it. I would use the twirl of my rope with a point forward, additional speed. Usually, it's only when I want to up a gate. But in his case, like, hey, I need you to, it's kind of like when we're walking in a leading lesson, we want them to catch up. We're not necessarily asking them to pick up the trot, but we're saying you need to pick up the pace. So kind of use it that way, with that kind of thought, instead of I'm asking for an additional gate, just be like, hey, pick up the pace. And by raising your hand forward. And then, necessarily, like, it's not necessarily, just kind of tune that out. So, like I would kiss once to say, I'm telling you, I'd like you to speed up. And then if you feel like you have to twirl the line, say, like 2 times without touching him, the 3rd time, touch him with a kiss. So he knew that the kiss was a good deal, but now it's attached to an encouraging tap. Okay. So then he'll learn that he'd rather respond to just a kiss. around both. Now, pick your spot, tell his nose, tell his shoulder, get a little speed. Make sure you give him the line to do that. Go through, pick your spot, tell his shoulder to follow his nose. Yep, 2 cones or 2 blocks. There you go. There's a little goose there, whatever you did to help goose him. Yep. Pick your spot, tell his shoulder to follow where you. Yep, there you go, good. There you go, it's okay.
I didn't mean to hit him.
Good, good. Now that time you used your body to block him a little bit more than you used it as a communication. But that's okay, it worked. Good, those are way better. Make sure that you have enough drift on that line so that when he does make the effort to go out on that left, sorry, I got in the middle there. Good. Hi, buddy. Good. So now your options, so when you're dealing with a horse, it's kind of like, I don't know if I'm into this. I mean, it's not that he's not participating, it's not that he's not even trying. He's trying, he's just like, I'm not sure how much effort I'm going to put into it.
Yeah.
So, you can put him in that puzzle and be like, okay, now pick up the trot, or you can take him for a little trotting run, letting him know. So, like, I would do that part, or I'd run him, I'd do a little trot on a circle or something, because it would be my way of flipping him onto the right page. So now we're going to add speed. Instead of saying what you just did, slow, I want to do different. Instead of making him kind of wrong for having just walked it, because that is all you asked. Now we'll set him up on the trot.
All right. Let's go over here and try it.
This way, too, you remind him what his trot cue is. Good. Good. Try not to back away while you're doing that, because you're drawing him in as you back away. Keep your toes kind of pointed in the direction that you want him to go, so he knows that he is being asked to go. There you go. Yep, there you go. Try not to back up. Yep. Yeah, try not to back up. If anything, I want you to take steps towards him instead of steps away from him. There you go, there you go, there you go. There you go, there you go. Good, you caught yourself because then you just did it. Good, good. So see how hard that would have been had we tried to get him in the puzzle and then said, oh yeah, by the way, we want you to trot too? Because he's having a hard time just in where it makes complete sense. There you go, there you go, yeah.
I'm trying to kiss once to let him know it's to keep going.
Yep.
Twice if he stops.
Yep, is exactly what you should be doing. Now, he's got an interesting little thing he does right in this little stretch here. Are you noticing what he's doing in this little stretch here? Which I know is not going to be on camera, but...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. No, but are you noticing he's doing something between here and here, quite specific?
Yeah, he's pinning his ears.
No, he's pinning his ears every time you tell him to trot. Every time you kiss, he pins his ears. So it's not that.
No, I didn't pick up on it. What's he doing?
He's throwing his ribs in.
Okay.
So you watch, he gets way out of balance. And he'll come around here, and then he'll go like this. He actually almost crosses over. So he's coming around on a regular circle, and then he goes like this. He almost does crossover steps through here. And
Why
then
do you think he's doing that?
I'm not sure.
Okay. You think he's
Maybe
napping, or?
No, he's probably doing it in hopes that you're going to invite him back in and he wants to stay.
He won't have to move. So
Yeah, he's thinking, I'm available to come back in. He's not looking to exert himself in any way. Silly. Okay. Does he have a preconceived problem with sticks?
With what, trotting?
No, with a whip?
Oh, no.
Like he wouldn't automatically think, oh shoot, here it comes?
No.
Okay. So, what I'm going to have you do, because I want him to understand he has to establish a better trot. So what I'm going to have you do, can you run yet or no?
I can try, yeah.
Oh, no, I mean like with your eye. Are you allowed?
Yeah. Yep.
You sure?
Yep.
I don't want to tell you to do something that's going to like cause a hemorrhage. Okay. Okay. So what I would do is, I'd ask him, we're going to just do a few little jogging passes. I'd ask him to trot, and when I double kiss, I'm going to flip back and give him 2 taps. Yeah, you're going to trot with him, and then you're going to tap him twice on the hindquarters with, and it's just going to be like a little flick of the wrist. It's not going to be like a smack smack. It's going to be just like a, yep. But if you think it's too soon for you to be running, please don't do it.
So does it matter where I go with him?
No, just I want you to establish the, I said, trot, I need you to hear this. So we're basically breaking it down and defining it a little bit more for him. So he's not deciding he needs to trot. Good. Good. There, it clicked for a second there and figured out what you wanted. Good. Good. Okay, and walk. Put your hand forward and out. Good. There we go. That's a trot. Good. And walk. Put your hand forward and kiss twice. Good. That's the trot. Okay. Good. So now what we just did, okay, good. Now what we just did is we said, here's the definition to trot. Apparently you didn't really know it. Okay, so we gave him the benefit of the doubt that he didn't really know the definition to trot, so let me define it for you again. Ask him to go on the circle again, see if he'll trot, show him that you have support, which is that stick, and let's see if his trot is better now on the circle. Go ahead and reach out and tap, tap. Good. Good. There's a better trot, those couple strides there. There you go. Okay that he's getting an attitude, he just doesn't want to do it, that's all. Good, good. Now, see how he goosed it a little bit when you just raised your hand? So we are going to have trouble getting him to maintain the trot in these tight turns. Because a lot of times you could be trotting out on the rail, and then when you do a tight turn in, your horse will break out of that trot. So we want to make sure that we get him there. There you go, good. Good. And go ahead and release him while he's got a nice look on his face. Oh, he had a nice look on his face. There's good. Good. Good boy. Alright, I get that. So now, this is going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. I'm going to assure you of that.
I know.
He's
just not a horse that has any up and go.
No.
But there's times where he needs to.
Well, sure. Like if you were ever in that situation that I was in, where I had two horses that I needed to trot, the instant I told them to trot, or we were going to get hit by a car. Like there's times that it's just important that they have a snappy response. When you take it.
He'll stand. I hope.
He's not in a hurry though. Either. He's trying to respond to the stick. Alright, we're going to give it a try, but what I would do is as soon as you I wouldn't back him and then ask him to go.
No,
I would turn it into like a lunging circle. But I'm telling you, you'll probably get the trot if you do it that way. You'll get the trot, 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 trot.
Already here. Yep.
But it'll definitely break out of the trot here.
Yep.
So knowing that, try to be supportive of saying, no, this is all about trotting.
Okay.
And then don't get yourself flustered in, you know. So try to be as smooth as you are at the walk. It's just he's going a little bit faster. Good. Yes. There's a good point with the tail before. Okay?
Yeah,
Okay? Okay? He broke way later than I thought he would. Okay? 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 If he is trotting, try to just do a single kiss. Getting little white noises. Okay. Oh, good boy. That was both of you. That was both of you figuring it out. That's okay.
Whoa.
See, now it's like, whoa, there's a whole other level that you can take this to.
That's cool. I like doing the trot.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he'll get better and better at this.
Sure.
As far as the trotting, he hasn't been made to do a lot of this.
Oh, I know.
And believe me, he knows it. You try it again?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Are you good with the stick or you want a flag?
I don't know. What do you think?
A flag may be more visually stimulating than the stick is. All right, let me go get my. I'll go get my
I'll
flag.
go get mine. Here. It's right there.
You okay.
He knows that they're back in those woods. They're the woods that Jim and Rita just don't like.
Right.
So on that. I really don't. Yep.
Now, the only thing I'm going to say is potentially, have you always used the flag as a desensitization?
Yeah.
Don't move, because
Yeah.
I'm trying to spook you, but
Yep.
so because he seems to plant his feet like.
He does.
I get it. I'm not
I
supposed
don't
to
think
spook.
this is going to work.
Yeah, he's not understanding
Nope.
there's intention behind it. So that could be something you could work on, is showing him that yes, when my body language is saying it's nothing, yes. But when I say I would like you to do something, my body language is offering you intention, you have to respond to the intention. So that's all. He just doesn't know there's a difference.
No.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he won't move. And that's.
I don't have an intention right now. My body's very non-intentional. But if I were to maybe borrow help us, I'd see if I can explain it to him. See how he's going to yield.
Maybe I'm better off moving away. He's going to show you what a really good move is.
Alright, see if I can make this. There you go. Good, now you get it. Good. Good, there you go.
I think he's still a bit confused by it.
I think when people think the horse dies, that looks like it's actually okay.
Can we try without it first and see if I can?
Oh, sure, whatever you think you can be effective without dragging out the ineffectiveness, if that makes sense. Because we don't want to dull him. We don't want him to just ignore all our cues. Good? Now, only if he breaks to the walk do you want to double kiss again, and we're going to try to make our kisses only because they're necessary. Now leave him alone. There you go. So we're going to only do it if it's necessary, because otherwise it's just going to become audible white noise. But once, yeah, you can keep nagging him till he trots. Good. Yep. Good. Now leave him alone. Single kiss there. There. Yep. He felt like he kind of pulled him to you that time. The way he stopped was like, I'm here. Like he didn't stop like he did. Yeah. He didn't stop like he did something.
Let's try again. So pretty when you like that.
Right? It makes the best pictures. So, what I'm curious about I am not a advocate at all for treats. But what I'm curious about, I would be curious to see if that would suddenly bring out a different horse if he thought there was something in it for him. Is he ever seem enthusiastic when he thinks he's getting a treat?
Yeah, but then he gets very.
Okay, yeah, I don't want that either.
Nope. That's all he'll focus on.
Okay, that's Ritz too.
Yep.
Good?
I'm losing control here. So that.
Wasn't support to the shoulder, it was support to the chest, that's why he backed up. There you go.
Sometimes I use like a training whip.
So I was holding his hand a lot
I know.
to help him realize, no, you're supposed to keep trotting to me.
Okay, so you can do that.
If so, he needs to believe, like he's used to kind of, if he says I don't want to, and you say okay, that's cool. So he's not used to anybody like telling him, no, I said. So that's the only thing that's really like he kind of decided that he doesn't have to. That's why he's getting a little snotty. But I think once you start really doing this with him, and you say, no, dude, I said we're going to do this at a trot today. Otherwise you're going to annoy me if I don't do it.
Maybe the other whip, if I just hold it, that seemed to be more effective, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I thought you meant a different one that you had all together.
It seemed like
You
oh yeah, he's so sad for him.
You're so deprived.
He is. He's got such a tough life. Yeah, see, he responds better.
Well, that's how we defined it too. Good. Redirect. Good.
I'm getting all mixed up with the.
Okay. There you go. Two. Good. There you go. Good. Really, where he has the hardest time is the turns, and that's okay. I knew that was going to happen because it happens to all horses. It's not just him. Now Now your goal, if I was doing this and I had a goal, my goal would be to get that right turn where he maintains the trot. So that turn around that mounting block, that would be my goal. Is can I get him to make that turn?
Around this way? From the outside of it or the inside of it?
When you're doing it as the puzzle itself.
Okay.
When he comes, like all of this right one. So every time, well, actually every time he makes the circle. So my goal would be, can I convince him I need him to stay trotting through here? Because you can get him back into the trot here. He trots, he trots, he trots, he trots, he trots. He stops trotting here again. So it's the sharp turns, which is normal.
Okay.
So that would be your goal, is to say, hey, I still need you to trot, even though it's a tight circle, because that's what happens, is it becomes a tight circle, and they go, ooh, I don't know if I should be trotting still. So, and that he needs to maintain the trot right through here as well. Yeah, yeah. Okay, don't get frustrated. It's normal that you would have a hard time with that. So what we would try to do maybe is we're still having to really hold his hand to bring him around right that outside. So it's hard because he's feeling the pull, which then he's resisting a little bit, which is why he's breaking down to the walk. See, an encouragement pull as opposed to a come this way pull. So we'll use these two. And what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to actually, okay, well no, I mean, that's even following good instructions. Really being good at following the instructions, kind of took over and did his own thing. So I wouldn't take that too personal. I'm going to have you do these two.
Okay.
And the way I'm going to have you do them to help him understand is I'm going to have you send him out and around both of these. Then when he comes around here, you're going to give him the impression, you're going to move. You're going to give him the impression, he's just on a circle. And we're going to just circle this one. Okay? Then, you're going to be here again, and then instead of having him come out, you're going to change it